Mëranaw, also spelled as Maranao and Meranau, is the term used officially by the Philippine government in reference to the southern tribe who are now the people of the lake called Ranao in the Iranon language, a predominantly Muslim region in the Philippines island of Mindanao. They are famous for their artwork, sophisticated weaving, wood and metal crafts, and their epic literature, Darangen. The word Ranao, also spelled Meranau, is a misnomer as it does not have a sense in reference to nouns such as people, place or thing. The prefix ma means to be, that is, Murnau means to be lake. The real term is Iranon, which when pronounced fluently is Iranon, meaning people of the lake, referring to the indigenous people who inhabited the lands around Lake Lanao, whose principal town is Marawi City. The Maranaos are part of the wider Moro ethnic group, who constitute the sixth largest Moro ethnic group. The life of the Maranaos is centered on Lake Lanao, the largest in Mindanao, and the second largest and deepest lake in the Philippines. This breathtakingly beautiful lake is surrounded with myths and legends. It is the main source of fisheries, and the main source of a hydroelectric plant installed on it, and the Agus River system that generates 70% of the electricity used by the people of Mindanao. A commanding view of the lake is offered by Marawi City, the provincial capital. Etymology: the ancient people in mainland Mindanao were called Iranon, also spelled Iranon, of the coastal area of Illana Bay, and Iranon of the people in Bimbaran/Bumbaran or Bukidnon and Kairanda area, Aragat or Ranao, a lake, in local language. The Iranon is the people of the constant flow of rivers and creeks from the mountains to the coastal areas. A volcanic eruption developed a flat land surface little by little. In modern science describes and illustrates this process as results of sedimentary formation and residual remains that forms the low and flat land surface in the coastal areas. This land is rich and suitable to crops. The Murnau vernacular called it a Euro, which means remains. Thus, the name of the people in the coastal area of Illana Bay was derived from the root word a Euro plus a Euro or Irana forms the word Iranon, which means people living the residual remains in the coastal areas. In present days, the Murnau refers the word Iranon a Euro it is Arrogata Euro or the people of Lanao who migrated to sea area. Others believe that the word Murnau is a combination of two words Malay, and Lanao, or the ancient Lake Lanao, thus making it Mëranaw, that mean people living around Lake Lanao, while the Maranaos are people who dwelled around the Lake of Lanao. These peoples belong to same genealogy, lineages, culture and history. They are called Mëranaw in general term. Weak language. Mëranaw is an Austronesian language spoken by the Mëranaw people in the provinces of Lanao del Norte and Lanao del Sur in the Philippines. Leo Gonzalez the King, Art. Saramanok Garuda is a legendary bird of the Mëranaw that has become a ubiquitous symbol of their art. It is depicted as a fowl with colorful wings and feathered tail, holding a fish on its beak or talons. The head is profusely decorated with scroll, leaf, and spiral motifs. It is said to be a symbol of good fortune. Musical heritage. The native Mëranaw have a fascinating culture that revolves around kulintang music, a specific type of gong music, found among both Muslim and non-Muslim groups of the southern Philippines. Biyula is another instrument for the Mëranaw people to use. Biyula is a string instrument. In 2005, the Darangen epic of the Mëranaw people of Lake Lanao was selected by UNESCO as a masterpiece of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity. Cuisine. Exquisite Mëranaw cuisine and hospitality are palpable. They are known of having a spicy taste in their foods. A condiment made of traditionally cultivated spices, locally known as palapa, is one of their distinguished cuisine symbol. It is made of stewed scallion bulbs or a Euro or Isakareba Euro and Ranao. The thinly sliced scallion bulbs and ginger are caramelized by slow cooking and mixed with chilies and little coconut oil. Mëranaw recipes are so rich that it talks about life itself. Suffice it to say that the recipes are intertwined with the life cycle rites and rituals of all aspects of Mëranaw society and culture, from birth to death. In other words, food cannot be separated with daily life activities because food is life itself. The legend of Mëranaw food. According to a scholar, food is one of the Panabi-Nabian, a mercy and a gift from Allah. When the world was created, mankind had no food to eat. the soil was asked to feed mankind, but it refused because it does not have enough to feed mankind. And so one of the sons of Fatima, Asa, was buried so that Nabi Adam will also be fed and be able to move. For 7 days Nabi Sorpak was buried. After 7 days, it grew. On the head part grew a coconut, on the heart grew the palay, on the pelvis grew cotton, and on the lower part grew a white chicken. The palay was harvested and fed to mankind. Demographics: Maranaos number about 1,142,000. Along with the Iranon and Mindanao, the Mëranaw are one of 3 related indigenous Moro groups native to the island of Mindanao. In turn, these groups also share genes, linguistic and cultural ties to non-Muslim Lumad groups such as the Tiruri or Spanan. Mëranaw royals are varied infusions of Arab, Indian, Malay, Japanese, as well as Chinese ancestry. The language of the Mëranaw people is also called Maranao. It is a language spoken by approximately 1,142,000 people living in areas near Lanao del Sur and Lanao del Norte. The language can be traced from the southern Philippine sub-branch of the Western Austronesian language family, and is closely related to the Iranon language spoken in Sabah and Malaysia. It is also close to Maguindanao, the language spoken in Maguindanao, North Cotabato, South Cotabato, Sultan Kudarat, and Zamboanga del Sur provinces. They speak Cebuano, Tagalog, and Arabic language, and English as second languages. Practically, most of the Maranaos are Muslims. A few, especially those living in the hills around Lake Lanao, practice a version of Islam mixed with traces of pre-Islamic traditions. History: same as other Moro and Mindanao Lumads, the very nominal occupation of the Philippines by Spanish, and later American and Japanese in Mindanao, the Maranaos had their own kingdom with a sultan ruler due to the influence of Muslim missionaries. Notes and references. External links: Mëranaw, Mëranaw Online, Ranao, Ranao terms for Lanao del Sur.